party, pal!
Are you there?
Hey!
Hey! I thought you froze. I was like, oh no, he froze!
I was trying to smirk because I thought it was funny. Okay, I'm here.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's award season.
Award season.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Woo!
This is a podcast by us, the Loomer brothers. I'm Preston Loomer.
I'm Nathan Loomer.
And it's award season, so we're talking about the Oscars.
Oscars.
I like your posters.
Thank you. Oh yeah, I got them all set up.
Look at that.
We got
all
all
those
good shows, and then Barnum. But anyways,
I have a bunch of good shows, and then Fat Pig over there. So
yeah,
I have a stand-in. I have a stand-in Oscar because I don't have an actual trophy.
Yes,
We'll
want to win the Groot.
Groot, you can win a Groot today.
Oh, I forgot Guardians got snubbed.
Yeah, we're talking about the best movies that lost an Oscar for Best Picture.
Yeah.
Basically, these are they should have won picks according to us.
Yeah, I get to pick the order today.
Yeah.
I'm
we won't tell you what we picked, so it's kind of a surprise.
Oh, okay.
I think that's better.
Yeah.
I might even leave it out of the description just to keep it,
just Oscar season. That's all it is.
Well, I was also thinking about, I was like, I put the movies in the description, so unless it's like you really want to hear us talk about, the Invisible Man remake, then
yeah,
it can turn you off real fast.
I decided to go in the order of least deserving to most deserving of the winners of the
winners. Okay,
of the winners.
Okay, good.
So I put Out of Africa at my bottom.
Out of Africa. All right. So 1985. We're going back to 1985.
Yeah.
And a little movie called The Color Purple broke a record.
Oh!
What record did it break? It broke a record for the most losses. It was nominated for 11 Oscars. It won 0.
That was the big thing when watching and looking up. Be like, what did it win though? Nothing.
It didn't win anything. It was nominated for 11 things. Didn't win a single one.
God.
Think about it this way: it was nominated for the same amount of Oscars as Return of the King.
Oh, it's painful.
And Return of the King won all of them.
We're going to talk about Steven Spielberg got snubbed for a long time.
I mean, there's a whole swath of directors.
Yeah, Kubrick.
So we've got two Spielbergs on here, so we'll talk about that. I don't think Kubrick won anything director-wise. I don't think he won a single one. Hitchcock, I think. Like, the guys we think of as the best directors ever, I don't think most of them have won the big awards. Scorsese's won once. Spielberg's won twice.
That's okay. I'm fine with it, really. It's just a movie.
Guys.
Yeah,
So it's fine.
But, okay.
So we're not talking about... So just to clarify, we're not talking about the movie that won.
There we go.
We're only talking about it in comparison to the movie that lost, which is what we are talking about. So the movie that we're talking about is The Color Purple.
Yes. Just wonderful. It's wonderful, but it makes, the more I think about it, the more sad I get. It's just how it goes. Like, the more I dwell on it.
It's based on the book, and now there's a musical and a play.
Yeah.
That won a whole bunch of Tonys. So, it got its day in the sun.
Yes.
I did not know, fun fact, that this was Whoopi Goldberg's first thing.
First thing.
This is the first time anyone ever saw Whoopi as an actress. And holy crap.
It's really
what a way to come out the gate.
Yeah. Oh, give her all the awards. I don't understand.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And she's so different than she is in everything else.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've never seen anything else like this, which is weird. Seeing Danny Glover as not a cop for once. I don't know, playing that person.
Danny Glover's another one of those actors who I'm like, he was born at 40.
I know.
I've never seen him young.
He's just there. Oh God.
I made how many? Okay, this is my question. How many? I'm getting too old for this shit jokes. Did you make when you watched his character do stuff?
I really try not to. I know it's really
that
bad.
scene where he's making the breakfast and it's just going wrong. I was like, I want him to say it so bad.
I'm too old for this shit. Oh my gosh. I also love the score of this. I know
Yeah,
the score is worked on by like 12 people, but it's really
gorgeous.
good.
Yeah, it's so good. And Oprah.
Oprah.
Oprah's in this, and she's great.
Yeah.
Like, people don't think about it, but Oprah's really good.
It's weird because I don't think of her as an actress. Like besides this, it's just talk shows.
But then she shows up in stuff every once in a while, and you're like, oh yeah, Oprah can act.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Spielberg is probably the best director alive today.
Ever. Yeah.
Possibly ever. Definitely the best alive today.
Yes, alive today.
Yeah. I gotta watch more Hitchcock and Kubrick to really compare them, but
Kubrick sometimes does stuff I just don't like.
Every once in a while, but I gotta watch more Hitchcock. I've only seen like 2 of his things.
Yeah.
Whereas I've seen like all of Spielberg's movies at some point. I also thought the irony was not lost on me that a movie about a black woman overcoming her circumstances lost to a movie about a rich white woman doing just normal stuff.
It's so boring. I was so glad I looked up because Roger and Ebert had them in the same slot for their show.
Yeah.
And they dogged on Out of Africa and loved The Color Purple.
So boring.
It's so boring. That's all they had to say.
It's like, 2.5 hours. It's 2.5 hours and nothing happens. The only parts of that movie I liked were Meryl and Robert Redford.
Yeah.
And even then, I was like, this is not the Meryl Streep that I like remember.
Even Robert Redford wasn't great to me though, as well. So it's weird.
Although I will say that's the youngest I've seen Redford since Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. So I was like, I get why people liked him.
Yeah,
like he's good. He's good. Yeah, no, I'm trying to think of other things I like. I didn't have too many notes on The Color Purple, but I like just the story was so timely for like some of the stuff going on right now.
Yeah.
And for a movie, like I said, a movie about a black girl who's essentially, she's like 13, 14, married off to this guy for, money for her family.
Yeah. And
then basically has to overcome her like abusive husband while raising his kids who are almost the same age as her.
Yeah, there's that.
The only thing I really
age-wise.
Yeah. There were a couple little things I didn't like. I didn't like his kid always falling off of stuff joke. Like, it wasn't funny the first time, and then it just kept going. And I was like, what is this weird attempt at humor in like this line of just tragic crap?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I agree. And it's so weird because this movie, none of the sad stuff, like the sad stuff you're mad at. So when something happy happens, that's when you get all like teary and you're like, thank God. Thank God something happy is happening for once.
And also, I think there's 2 white people in the whole movie, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, this is good that Spielberg went and got a black cast. And, like, I think if you make that movie nowadays, you'd have to have a black director in the role. But
it's really cool that Steven really wanted to do this.
Yeah.
Like a passion project that he's been wanting to do for a while.
Yeah, and he was coming off of, like, the hottest hot streak ever. I mean, he had just done, I think, the second Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
So, like, for him to turn around and be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to do The Color Purple.
His hot streaks are nuts. I mean, he just has films, like, one after another that are hits. I mean,
and then he makes some garbage right in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's true. The ruins your lineup.
Yeah, he just done Temple of Doom. He was 3 years after E.T., 4 years after Raiders. He was in part of the Twilight Zone movie. Like he was on the street.
Oh, I remember watching the Twilight movie now. Yeah. I think it's no gripe on Sidney Pollack directing Out of Africa. He's a good director. I know we've talked about this earlier, but he's just everything's slow. Every one of his movies is slow. He doesn't know how to make a film exciting.
Yeah, and here's the thing: there are times and places for slow movies, and I'm someone who advocates for it, but I think it works better in movies that are fueled by tension.
Yes.
Like 3 Days to Condor is a slow movie on purpose.
Yes.
Because it has a tense background. You need to like clench your butt.
Yeah.
I think the only one of his movies that's not like one of those things that gets the pacing right is Tootsie, and even that is a little
slow.
It's a little slow, but and Out of Africa's not terrible.
No.
Like,
in regard.
I don't think it was the worst movie on this list.
No.
I think it was the least deserving of the Oscar given what it was up against.
Yes. That's my thing.
Yeah. Okay. So that's my point. But now I just want to go see I want to catch a version of the musical of Color Purple because I want to see how that compares.
I wonder, I'm afraid to watch the book. Will I be one of those people who's like, they left stuff out? I'm
doing that right now with Lord of the Rings. I haven't read it before. I'm reading it halfway through. I was like, why wasn't that there?
Yeah.
And then some of the stuff I'm like, oh, he added so much in this part.
Yes.
The one that surprised me, I did not know that the Legolas Gimli, like, counting how many kills they get thing. That's in the book. That's not.
That's in the book.
It's in the book.
I thought it was an inside joke between them and the movie.
No, Gimli kills a couple orcs on Helm's Deep. He turns to Legolas and he's like 2, and Legolas is like, "Are we counting? I've got 20." And then I was like, "Oh, now it's a competition."
Oh god.
Also, Kiss of the Spider Woman. Speaking of the posters behind you, Lost and Witness. Those are like. Yeah. If I'm thinking of the movies that came out in '85. Why was Out of Africa the pick?
No, there's so many better films out there than that. I didn't realize I had that.
Yeah.
I think that's the big thing is that anything that year could have took it over Africa, and I would have been okay with it.
Yeah, it's boring.
It's boring. Okay. Should we move to the next? Or
so if am I picking the next one, or you?
If you want to.
Yeah.
I have my list, but I'll let you know.
I would say the next one that didn't deserve it was How Green Was My Valley.
Yes. Perfect.
We're going way back. We're going back to 1941.
We won another boring movie.
I didn't like. I like. This is the one I liked the least. I sat through this and I was like, I don't understand why.
It's really bad to be like, it probably is worse than Out of Africa. It's just, I have a nostalgic time of black and white films that
here's the thing.
Nice, at least.
Given what was coming out around that time, it makes total sense that people liked it.
Oh yeah.
However, and I almost picked both movies that it beat because it didn't just beat The Maltese Falcon. It beat Citizen Kane. And we're talking about Citizen Kane.
The biggest snub.
To think about, like, the Academy Awards voted against what people now say is the greatest movie ever.
Oh, God.
And for Orson Welles to be 26 years old, he's like your age.
He's my age.
And he directed this thing, starred in this thing, and changed the game.
Yeah. Mate. I know I mainly say it's because of his cinematographer, who he had no control over. The guy's like, I'm going to film what I want. He's like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing anyways. That is the big game changer in it because of filming ceilings and stuff.
But the perspective shots on this thing, they're so cool.
Yeah. But that's not Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I said that's not taken away from Citizen Kane, from Orson Welles being amazing acting-wise in it, though.
Yeah, he's amazing.
I love his performance.
Oh yeah, and the lighting too, like the way that they use shadows, like no other movie. Because up at this point, movies were looked like they just looked like they took a stage play and put a camera in it.
Yeah,
follow people around. But this was like intentional choices and crazy shots, and the cinematographer basically just like couldn't get a job. Yeah. And he just turned to Orson Welles and was like, "Can I just try some weird stuff?" I learned some fun facts about Citizen Kane. One, I have to ask: have you seen Mank that came out last year?
I have not.
Okay, it's on Netflix. Gary Oldman plays the guy who wrote Citizen Kane.
Okay, I've heard about that. Yeah,
it's pretty good. David Fincher. But we're not talking about that. I was watching this time after the president. Not the current president, the former president existed in the public sphere for so long. And I thought to myself, I was watching this, I was like, man, this feels like such a Donald Trump movie. So I looked it up. It's his favorite movie.
Oh my god.
And there's a review of him totally missing the point of the movie.
Oh no.
Where he's talking about, like, he talks about it like, he's like, oh, sometimes too much stuff, just, you don't know what to do with it. And you don't use it well. And I was like, that's not the point.
That's not the point of the movie.
The point of the movie is he had this terrible life that everyone thought was successful. But then after I read that, I had to like watch it again, and I was like, everything is so Trump.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, it's my favorite fun fact about Citizen Kane is that it's his favorite movie because he didn't understand it.
Didn't get it. He just thought it was a mess. I love it. Has my favorite destruction scene in the destroying the bedroom.
That's a good.
It's so great because it just goes on, and I love every minute of it. I don't get bored.
You think Wiseau took that for The Room when he?
Yeah, I do
everything.
I really do. It's so good.
Yeah, and I started watching it, and I was like, the sad thing is Charles Foster Kane would probably be president today.
Yeah, he probably would.
Like, if he ran, he'd be president. This movie has also probably what might be the most famous single word in movie history.
Yeah.
With Rosebud.
It's Rosebud. So.
Which, if you haven't seen it, we won't spoil what Rosebud is. And if you haven't figured that out at this point in your life, I'm amazed.
I'm amazed.
Like,
but I understand. I think why Over My Green Valley won. I get like why Hollywood would pick it at the time. It's because it is a formula film. It's a big blockbuster. It's like the big blockbuster of the year with all the famous actors that people know. It's got John Ford directing it. It's like the perfect movie for that time, and now it sucks. And
the only part of it I liked was Roddy McDowall as a little kid.
Yes.
Yeah. Otherwise, I was like, okay, this is really slow, and not a lot's happening, and I don't understand why. I just sat there going, why are they telling this story? There's no reason to be telling this. Nothing is going on.
I know.
And I was trying to look up. I think it's based on something.
Happening.
It's based on a book. It's also based on a book. As was The Color Purple.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's just
which is a bummer because I love Roddy McDowall.
Yeah, he's my favorite ape in Planet of the Apes. I think he's everyone's favorite ape in Planet of the Apes.
Everyone's favorite ape in Planet of the Apes. That's it.
Oh, we're gonna get some Zayas crowd out there. Who's gonna be like, "Yeah, you didn't choose Zayas."
It's about Cornelius. I swear to God.
Till Andy Serkis played an ape. He was my favorite ape. No, but I mean, I'm gonna say this. This might be the Citizen Kane of movies.
Don't do that.
I wrote that joke down right at the top of my notes. I was I gotta make it once.
Oh my gosh.
And it does this really good job of showing you what's gonna happen at the end of the whole thing. And then because they tell it through the perspectives of like interviews with people he knew, so you get pieces of Charles Foster Kane's life.
That's the thing. It's not just a boring through by through story. It's people, having to recall it.
And you dread the end. Like, you know it's coming. You know he's gonna end up depressed and alone and miserable with all this crap.
Yeah.
But you just are like, Kane, stop. Fix it. You need 3 ghosts to come and tell him it's Christmas. What the meaning of Christmas is.
What is it?
Yeah, and Orson Welles is so good. I mean, he's just freaking perfect in this role. Yeah.
No, I like him. I didn't like his wife the first time. I liked him better this time watching it.
Yeah.
Some of the other actors in it, you can tell he just like grabbed people he knew.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what they're doing on film yet.
Yeah. That and like not even that, but the fact that they age him from his 20s to like 70 or 80, like he gets and it's really the makeup looks fantastic all the way through.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
It's so good. Everyone go watch. It's hard to talk about because there are a lot of spoilers in it.
Yeah, I will just say like I was skeptical the first time I watched it because everyone was like, "This is the greatest thing," and then when I watched it, I was like, "Oh no, I get this. Yeah, this makes sense. I understand why people like this so much." So that's it, guys. We're downhill from here. We've watched the best movie ever. There's nothing else.
Nothing will ever come out that will be.
I guess if we ever do The Godfather, maybe we can contest it. But
oh no. Good point.
Yeah.
Okay. So is it my turn on the next on the list?
Let me see if I have any other things I want to say.
Okay.
Nope. Yep. It's next one.
I went with Crash for my third.
We are 3 for 3.
Oh, 3 for 3, baby.
I think, I mean, in my personal opinion, this is the one that I think, like, if I went back and watched any of these, holy crap, this should never have won an Oscar.
No.
Yeah.
This is a star-studded movie. It doesn't even feel like a real movie. It felt like I was just watching them throw together an Oscar-winning movie more than I was watching.
It felt like a Law and Order miniseries that they just slapped into a thing. And everybody sucks. Like, everyone sucks. None of the characters are even remotely people that I liked.
It's such a... I love Sandra Bullock, and she's so...
I was like, holy crap, Sandra Bullock is the Karenest Karen.
Yeah.
In this movie. And it beat Brokeback Mountain, which I think of the 6 we're talking about is my favorite one.
It's such an important film, too. It's not just like...
Yeah. Now, I will say, I am glad this is one of the ones Ang Lee won Best Director.
Yes.
Which he should have. And that was like it. And I think it won screenplay? I'm looking. Hold on. Brokeback won something.
Screenplay and music. Best achievement in music.
Yeah. Yeah, because it and Crash were in different screenplay categories.
Yes. Oh, that's not...
Well, and I like that neither of these two won any of the acting awards, which is crazy to me. Because Heath Ledger is so good.
Heath Ledger outbeats Jake Gyllenhaal, which is also amazing because Jake Gyllenhaal is one of my favorite actors of all time.
I want to say, I made the joke about Randy Quaid always being ridiculous in the last one we did, and I realized he's actually in this as like a normal character.
A normal dude.
I was like, oh, this is the most subtle Randy Quaid. No, Brokeback's so good, and it's so... I think it just suffered from... The Oscars went, we got to pick the gay movie or the race movie.
Yeah.
And we're not ready to be...
We're not ready there.
We're not ready for the gay movie. I think if it came out now, it probably would have won hands down.
Yes, I agree with that. I think it was a time thing.
And I think that's when they voted Moonlight in 2016 into Best Picture. I think that was their sort of... We're atoning for the sins of the past.
Yeah.
You know. But... Jake Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger are so good. And I think that, like, I mean, I don't think this movie works without those two guys. Like, I don't think it could handle it.
It's all of them. I don't even remember anyone else in it that much. Yeah.
I like Michelle Williams as Heath Ledger's wife.
So,
but that's true. The way that Heath has the like homosexual tendencies while still being homophobic. The like, I'm not gay, but I do gay stuff. It's so powerful and it's so good. And I've like heard stories of people like that who just like, they don't want to say they just don't want to admit it, but they still want like the experiences. Yeah.
What Jake Gyllenhaal does really well, I mean, he's like the expert at is knowing where he's at in the film. Like when they're filming it, he's just so like knows what the right I don't know how to explain it, at the right moment he's at to do like these emotions that aren't over the top or over the top.
I think Gyllenhaal's one of my favorite actors like alive today, and Heath's one of my favorite actors alive.
Favorite living.
20 years ago. Unfortunately.
Exactly. Like, he would be still here.
If he was still alive, he'd be up there. And he should have won an Oscar for this, and I'm glad he got one a couple years later.
Yeah.
For a different movie. No, but what I was actually reading on the background of this thing is that Ledger and Gyllenhaal clashed a lot because Ledger likes to be very to the book and rehearsed and on the script, and Gyllenhaal improvised like crazy. So it drove him crazy because he's like, dude, just stick to the plan. And Jake Gyllenhaal's just doing whatever, spur of the moment stuff.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's just weird to think that he's going to play the Joker, which is like very out of their character.
Yeah. To go from A Knight's Tale, or to go from 10 Things I Hate About You to A Knight's Tale to the Joker. Like, I'm like, I can't even imagine that jump.
It's a hot streak. Yeah.
A question: if your significant other left you for someone of the same sex, would that be better or worse?
It depends on if it's Jake Gyllenhaal. Depends on what the person is, I guess.
I guess if my wife wasn't for Jake Gyllenhaal, I wouldn't have a lot to say.
I couldn't object. I'm like, that's Jake Gyllenhaal. It doesn't matter to me.
I'd have done it. Man, I get it. And like I said, Ang Lee did win Best Director for this, which is well deserved. And he was thinking of, I read he was thinking of quitting movies. He just made Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, which was like his third movie in like 3-4 years, and he was just like, I gotta take a break. And then they handed him this script, and he's like, I can't take a break. I have to make the gay cowboy movie. And that's the thing is,
before this, he made Hulk, which I love his Hulk. I'm sorry, everybody.
We'll talk about Hulk one of these days.
Yeah.
He made Hulk, yeah. I should also say, I think, and I make this joke a lot, it takes place primarily in Wyoming. There are 6 people in Wyoming. That's the rumor I spread, is that the population of Wyoming is actually 6.
Yes.
And everybody else there is just passing through.
I really love that. It does feel like that. I feel like that's the place you go to film wide open areas for movies like this.
Except they didn't.
What? Oh, no.
They filmed it in Canada because it was cheap.
That's what we do.
We go to Canada to film America.
Yeah.
And we hire British actors to play Americans.
God. That's just going to be sad if I show up to like Wyoming and I'm like, wait, this doesn't look like Brokeback Mountain. I found that out there. I'm like, I got to go to Canada. Shoot.
Yeah. I was saying, like, Victoria or Vancouver, BC is like every city in any movie you've ever seen. Like, it plays so many cities because it's because Canada is cheaper to film in Canada than it is to film in the US.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Makes sense.
No, and the supporting cast in this is all good. Michelle Williams, Anne Hathaway, even Randy Quaid, like they all just give top notch.
Dang it. I should have done more research on who won Best Actors though, because that's a lot of snubs.
It was Capote.
Okay.
It's Philip Seymour Hoffman, Reese Witherspoon, and I've got it in front of me. Hold on.
Feels like a lot of snubs compared to not
George,
just the movie.
George Clooney and Rachel Weisz all won that year.
Okay.
Yeah, and Heath Ledger and Jake Gyllenhaal both got nominated.
Yeah.
But neither, and Michelle Williams got nominated.
I did find it weird though that they got nominated for supporting and best and leading. I get maybe Heath Ledger's more of the leading, but they both are leading when I watch it.
Yeah, it's a duo lead movie. I think Ledger's just because Ledger's the POV character for a little more of it. But otherwise, yeah, I would say like if you're gonna watch one movie we talk about today, see this one. This is the one.
Yes.
And don't just think, oh, this is the gay cowboy movie. It's like an actual sort of tragic romance. It just happens to be between 2 cowboys.
And I'm gonna say stay away from Crash. Just not even as a history piece.
So Crash is incredibly racist.
Yes.
I mean, not even in like a good way. It's like stereotypically racist.
Yes.
You have the white people who hate the black people and have like the fear of them. You have the black guys who are gangsters. You have the Middle Eastern man who's getting like harassed for being a terrorist. You have the Mexican guy who everyone thinks is a gangster. Like, it's so bad.
So bad. And it's such an Oscar baity movie because of it.
Here's the thing.
So funny.
This is the thing they did is that they went, okay, we're gonna talk about Brokeback Mountain actually makes you sit down and deal with the issue. Yeah. Crash goes, we're gonna talk about the issue, but we're not gonna fix any of it.
I'm not gonna fix it.
It's the old well, I'm gonna say I'm not racist, but then I'm not gonna do anything to actually like help the cause.
And I know this is my problem. I think the director of it, I looked at his IMDb, there's not one thing I like on it.
Yeah, I don't
oh my. See, that was better in the movie.
That's my stance. This is a better race message than our movie.
About to say, I didn't even like $1 Million Baby, which was the same year as Crash. I just don't like this director that much, I think, is my problem.
$1 Million Baby is Clint Eastwood, dude.
He wrote it. Sorry, writer.
Oh, he wrote it.
Yeah. I just don't think he's a great storyteller, is my problem.
No. He also wrote Casino Royale, which is crazy.
Oh, okay.
Because I actually like that. I guess he had the book to go off of.
Yeah, cheater. Yeah. Cheater alert. Cheater alert. You had a book.
Yeah, Paul Haggis.
Yeah, Paul Haggis.
He's a Canadian.
He's no Ang Lee.
No Ang Lee. Yeah.
Okay. What do you got next on your
little agenda? Let me look.
This one gets a little rough for me.
This one gets hard. I'm gonna go with Saving Private Ryan, Shakespeare in Love.
Yeah.
Good. I should state. I'm gonna state this. So this, I should have talked. We should have talked about this at the beginning. The way the Academy Awards votes happen, Best Picture is the only category everybody can vote for.
Yes.
So essentially, what happens is actors vote for actors, directors vote for directors, and so on and so forth. So whatever your title is and how you're in the Academy, that's how you vote in the awards. But then everybody gets to pick Best Picture, and they do it on a ranked voting system.
Yes.
So essentially it means they pick 5 movies in an order that they like them. What happens sometimes is some movies can be better.
Yes.
But get fewer, and get a bunch of first place votes. But then people who don't like them don't vote them high, but vote something else on the second place. So say we're doing Saving Private Ryan gets first places here, but then people who don't like war movies give it thirds and fourths.
Yes.
But everybody gives Shakespeare in Love a second place, kind of unanimously. That's why it wins, is because they tier it that way. So it's a first place vote is 5 points, a second place is 4. I don't know how they actually do it. But,
yeah,
the idea that it's ranked so this vote has more weight than this vote. So I'm suspecting that's the kind of thing that happened in a couple of these situations. So
you're thinking that that some people didn't like Saving Private Ryan.
I'm thinking that with all of them. I think that's the same with Brokeback Mountain. I think the people who liked Brokeback Mountain liked Brokeback Mountain.
And then that's where you put that. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Saving Private Ryan. Here's the one thing I'll say. Spielberg did win an Oscar for this one.
Yes.
He won his second Best Director Oscar after Schindler's List.
Yes.
Which, if we could talk about 93.
Yeah.
Just to remind you, in 1993, Spielberg won the Best Picture Oscar and then made the most successful movie at the time.
Yes.
In the same year.
And this was a hard one for me because this is when the list started getting. I'd still watch Shakespeare in Love if it was someone was playing it somewhere.
I like it.
Yeah. I prefer watching Saving Private Ryan. I don't hate Shakespeare in Love though.
Yeah, I think Shakespeare in Love is a good movie. I just think Saving Private Ryan is a better movie.
Yeah.
And the one thing I say this is a 2 hour and 45 minute long movie, and it felt shorter than How Green Was My Valley, which was half the time.
Yes, it was. Oh gosh,
this did not feel like a 3 hour movie.
Yes,
and I think that's one thing Spielberg does really well is he knows how to pace long movies.
Yeah,
in a way that you feel it. And oh my gosh, the man had the balls to spoilers. Killed Tom Hanks.
Yeah, and this I wish Tom Hanks did more movies like this. It kind of sticks to a form, and this is something that gets him out of his box. I love Tom Hanks, but it really is something you never see him in before.
And he lost too. He got this one was the year that Roberto Benini came in with Life is Beautiful and won Best Actor over 4 of the best actors on the planet.
Oh God!
In 4 of the best roles that they've ever done.
Yeah, exactly. What a year, 2000.
Oh my gosh!
1998.
98, yeah. I mean, that was a good year for movies. But Shakespeare in Love is fine. It's a romantic drama about Shakespeare writing Romeo and Juliet while falling in love with the actor playing Romeo.
Yes.
Who is a woman in disguise, because women couldn't be actors at the time.
Yes. I like Joseph Fiennes. I like Judi Dench in it a lot.
Judi Dench won an Oscar for 9 minutes of screen time, which is crazy.
Yeah, because she's so good.
Because she's Dame Judi Dench. She's the greatest. She might be the greatest actress on the planet. Might be the greatest actor, period. I've actually watched interviews when they talk to Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen and who's the actor you look up to? And they're all Judi Dench. It's not even a question. Judy's the best. Oh, Judy's the one. She'll act circles around us. We don't even have a chance.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know that was Ralph Fiennes' brother, though.
Yeah, Rafe, not Ralph.
Ralph, sorry, Rafe.
Rafe.
Ralph.
It's British. Rafe.
I didn't mean to say Ralph.
Ralph Fiennes. Ralph Fiennes what? How much money do I owe him?
How much money do I owe?
They should have that. Whenever you mispronounce Ray Fiennes, you get Ralph Fiennes, and you have to pay money.
Yes.
This is the first in a long series of saving Matt Damon movies. Which is a category on its own.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for that.
I also love that they had the mishap with Nathan Fillion as the other Private Ryan.
Yeah,
he's got the same initials and the same first and last name, and so they're like telling him his brother's dead. He's like, my brother's like 7, and you're like, wait, what? This is the really wrong kid.
Funny. Oh my gosh, it's so great.
This movie takes place on my birthday.
Oh yeah, it does. That's right.
Which is also Paul Giamatti's birthday, who's in this movie. So there's some fun trivia for you.
Trivia.
Everybody else was like, when's your birthday? I'm like, D-Day.
D-Day is my birthday.
And then I had one kid in when I was teaching at high school who was like you were there? And I was like, no, I wasn't at D-Day.
Of course not.
How old I'd be if I was born on D-Day.
Oh my gosh.
And this has one of the best. The first 15 minutes of this movie are probably the best 15 minutes of any movie.
Any movie.
Like that war scene. And they got the coolest thing is Spielberg hired amputees to play some of the soldiers. So when they blew their limbs off, those were guys who literally didn't have arms and legs getting thrown, and like the prosthetic was getting ripped off of them, so it looked real.
Oh my god! Do you know how much like if I didn't have my leg and Spielberg came up to me and was like, "I need you for like," I'm so hyped. I'm like, that's the most hyped
You can
thing.
throw me. You can cut my leg off. Like you do it.
Do it. I dare you.
And I'm gonna be honest. I forgot to take notes because I watched half of this movie. I was like writing things in the beginning, and then about 20, 30 minutes in, I just put the thing down, and then about an hour and a half later, I was like, oh, I gotta write notes. I haven't been writing anything.
It's so good. I forgot how many people were in this. I think it's been like 7 years since I've seen this.
Yeah.
I forgot Vin Diesel was in it.
It's like his first movie, too. Yeah.
Ted Danson was in it, because I don't think about Ted Danson. I think about war movies.
Giovanni Ribisi's in this. Adam Goldberg.
Yeah. Really good.
The kid who plays the scaredy cat translator. I don't remember his name.
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
Paul Giamatti, Bryan Cranston.
Cranston's in it, yeah. Which back when nobody knew who he was, but he was everywhere still.
Yeah, back when he's in all kinds of stuff. I just watched another movie with him for the other thing I do on this.
Gosh.
It's not Bryan Cranston. We're not doing a Bryan Cranston episode, but not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But I don't know spoilers. All these movies have great spoilers, which I hate.
Yeah, those are so good.
I know people who have seen it know the twist at the end is really well set up. And I know back when I first watched, I was a little mad to be like, that was really misleading. But watching it again, I'm like, okay.
Oh, you're talking about the thing where you think it's one character and it's not?
It's one guy.
Yeah.
just out of nowhere. The first
time
I watched
slow fade at the end there when they go back to the present. Yeah. And they fade out of the face. I was like, oh wow. Like there you see it. Mm-hmm. It's kind of similar. Oh. No, I guess not. It's kind of similar how they did The Notebook. They did a similar thing where they made the character, the older version, look like one of the characters, not the other one, and you find out it's the other one. And this movie doesn't sugarcoat. These war scenes seem rough. Like, there's usually like war movies in a stylized kind of heroic thing. This just makes it look like nobody wanted to be here. You know, it was awful.
It's probably between this and what's the name of the other famous war movie?
I don't know which one. There's so many of them.
There's a lot of them.
Thinking about Patton, Platoon, Full Metal Jacket, Apocalypse Now.
It's up there. Apocalypse Now. It's my top two, and I know it's kind of lame, but like, those are your top two. That's the one that was like, I have a million in my head. I can't think of Apocalypse Now.
I was sitting there going, I was like, there's definitely one that I can't think of that everyone knows.
Yeah, but they are like the two best when I think of it in my head.
Yeah. This lost to I wouldn't say Oscar baity. I don't think Shakespeare in Love's super Oscar baity. I think it was just again like a safer choice. And I think Shakespeare in Love has a more universal appeal. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that because the problem with war movies are kind of a specific genre. You can show it to anyone. Not everyone likes war movies. Everybody likes a movie about two people falling in love.
Yeah.
especially when it's told well. I like that this movie had Matt Damon and that movie had Ben Affleck, which is fun. Because they won for Good Will Hunting, and then to go from Good Will Hunting to them being in opposite movies that were competing for Best Picture. Speaking of Whoopi, too, I'm pretty sure this was the year Whoopi hosted the Oscars.
Oh, okay. So we're having like little cameos of our own here.
yeah, Whoopi hosted because she came out in that dress that was like Judi Dench's Queen Elizabeth.
Oh, right.
Looked ridiculous. I think this is one of the first years. I think the Titanic year was the first year I watched the Oscars, and I think this is the second.
Okay, I couldn't tell you. It might have been Crash year for me.
Well, when this came out, you were 4.
Yeah, I was 4. So, but no, I agree with that. I just don't. It's just definitely not a better film. It's so funny to be like, it's not bad. It's definitely not even close.
It's just like, it's like if you watch them in the order of Shakespeare in Love, then Saving Private Ryan, you'll be like, that was a good movie. This is a better movie. Yeah, I see now.
Right. Okay.
It's like when you watch the movie and then read the book, and you're like, "Oh, the book's better." But I'm not disappointed because I already knew that the movie wasn't as good.
Oh, so then that's when this is going to get really tough because
these two are the toughest too.
These are the other one did also deserve it kind of for me, but I would have preferred the other.
I have an order, but I don't know if you're going to go with it.
I went with Spotlight for my number
2. Spotlight for 2.
Yeah, number 2.
I'm with you.
Okay, we're there. Oh, we did it! Holy crap, we did it!
We did the same order. The one we're going with, though, so by this point, they've gone back to the 10 Oscar system that they had because of a whole kerfuffle with Slumdog Millionaire.
Yes.
Basically, in 2008, The Dark Knight didn't make the cut.
Yes.
And a lot of people were angry. Oh, and so the Oscars said, okay, let's do 10 Best Picture nominees. And they have to get like a certain threshold of votes to get into that nomination. I don't think they've had 10 since. I think it's always been 9 or less.
Yeah.
But then since then, they've had more movies. That's why Avatar got a Best Picture nomination.
Yikes.
Spotlight is a movie about the Catholic Church sex scandal. And it's fine.
It's fine.
In fact, it's good.
It's really good.
I really like it.
The ending to it is really powerful with the credits.
Especially when you're sitting in one of the cities that gets listed.
It's not good.
I was sitting in Spokane, Washington going, oh.
It's us.
Oh bad.
Yeah.
And like, that was huge. When they exposed, and this was in the 70s. Or no, this was in 2001. So it was the early 2000s when they exposed that, like, a bunch of Catholic priests were molesting children, and the church was hiding it. Yeah, like the Catholic Church was hiding it, and I'm pretty sure that was one of the things that caused Pope Benedict to step down when he did later. Like, it was a while later when he did that, but
yeah.
And it's told well. It's got a good cast.
I think so.
Michael Keaton, Rachel McAdams, Mark Ruffalo, Brian Darcy James, Stanley Tucci, Billy Cudrup, like a whole bunch of good cast members.
Yeah. Michael Keaton, or as I like to call him, Oscar winner, but doesn't Best Actor do.
Oscar should have had a Best Actor Oscar by now, but lost to Stephen Hawking.
But we'll get to that. And the movies keep winning.
We'll get to that in the future.
Yeah.
He's so good. It's like,
but man, let's talk about blowing things up.
So this one beat the best action movie of the decade.
Ever.
Possibly ever. With Mad Max Fury Road.
God.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
I have watched Mad Max Fury Road probably a dozen times. Yeah, and it has been as good as it was the first time.
Yeah. It's just, oh man. And I'm sad because I do feel like the first time you watch this, you should have seen it in theater. It's hard to be like, watch it on a little TV.
I still want that typo that I sent you when I listed them, where I was like, Fury Toad.
Fury Toad.
We just want, guys, Hollywood, if you're listening, or internet, I don't care who, put Toad from Mario Kart into the Mad Max landscape and just let him drive around like a maniac.
I don't even care if he's a main character. Give me the background as an Easter egg.
I just want him as one of the war boys, like come flying up and getting flipped, and he's just screaming the whole time. That's all I want.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
So I saw this one before any of the actual Mad Max movies, which was a mistake, because this is better than all of them. And for George Miller to come back after 30 years and make the best movie of his damn career.
The expectation is so high to go to so low.
Holy cow. Holy cow, this thing. I was talking about this.
You discredit Happy Feet?
That's my discredit Happy Feet. I was talking about this with I was on Mr. Retroactive's Twitch channel yesterday talking about stuff, and I was saying that this is the movie that, like, shows you how to
discredit Happy.
Yeah. No, the Mad Max shows you we can just have characters go from one place to another place and make it really exciting the whole way. Literally, the plot of this movie is they go to a place and then they turn around and go back. That's the whole movie.
Yep.
And it
just doesn't let go. Like I couldn't go to the bathroom. I couldn't go to the bathroom. I just remember this is the one movie like I can't get up. I know I have to. I can't get up to go to the bathroom.
It does not give you. You get about 2 minutes to breathe every like half hour, and then it just kicks back up again.
Yes.
And freaking Charlize Theron just owning this movie. Like, I love that Max
she's the lead in it.
I love that Max is the sidekick in a movie his name is on. And that's not to say Tom Hardy is fantastic. So but she is on another level.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, it feels
Yes.
And I'll say if you want to do world building for like a science fiction movie, look at this thing. Because every little piece has a history and a purpose, and nothing seems like they randomly chose stuff for it. It's so good.
I'm still waiting for that sequel. I've always loved Nicholas Hoult, and I'm so glad he got to finally be in something big.
I mean, aside from X-Men.
He was just an X-Men. He was just an X-Men, wasn't he?
It was in Days of Future Past right before this.
Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah, so he's been Beast a couple times at this point.
Beast a couple times.
Yeah.
Okay. But he's so good in this as this crazy character.
Mm-hmm. Did you know that the bad guy in this one is the bad guy in the first one?
I think I knew that a while ago, but I forgot.
Yeah, Hugh Keys Byrne was the toe biter, I think, in the first
that
Mad
guy.
Max.
Yeah.
He was like the big bad guy in the first Mad Max, and he's a Morton Joe in this one.
God.
Because the characters are different ages, so it worked.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I love the look of this movie. I know Borderlands movie is coming out supposedly later this year, my favorite video game. This is it. This is already they already made a movie.
They made it. It's Mad Max.
That's Borderlands. It doesn't matter. Like
yeah. The only downside is they don't have the Boomerang Kid from Road Warrior. I want Boomerang Kid in every movie.
Yeah.
I also want a movie prequel with just the kick-ass grandmas.
Yeah.
I just want I want kick-ass grandmas the movie. But like everything is and I think if you looked at this and described it to somebody on paper, they'd be like, that's the most ridiculous sounding thing I've ever heard. You've got hodgepodge cars driving through a desert. Things are blowing up. Guys on spikes are like bouncing back and forth. There's a dude playing a guitar that's on fire.
It's amazing.
All led by a bunch of like polyamorous brides who hate their husband.
Oh God. And that's the best part about the music, that like it's so hype, but it's also a sense of danger. Every time you hear it, like, crap, here we go again.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
the women being like the main fighters is really cool.
Yeah. And this one, the dystopia of this feels like it could happen.
Yes.
Like if we blew all our water and basically just harvested gasoline like it was money.
Yeah.
Like we could end up here. It doesn't feel that far removed. The other thing that's cool, the only scene that really used any CGI was the dust storm.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Like they used enhancers to make the explosions a little bigger, but most of the stunts and effects are totally practical.
Yeah, which is oh god, makes the movie just look beautiful.
Yeah,
And I'm
it's so
sorry,
much fun.
Spotlight, you're not that fun. You're not that fun. I can't.
Spotlight. If I had to pinpoint one movie that's like the definition of an Oscar baity film,
That's probably it.
it's
Yeah.
Spotlight. It's
Yeah.
like we take a sensitive subject, we talk about it, we say it was a bad thing.
Yeah.
We have an A-list cast throughout.
We
But
finally
really,
give Brian Darcy James the role.
I like Brian Darcy James. I want him more stuff.
More stuff.
More stuff with Brian Darcy James. I mean, he's been in every freaking Broadway musical that you could think of, but
Yeah. More movies.
yeah.
But no, I agree with that completely.
Yeah, it's like I get why Spotlight won. I don't think that Mad Max had a chance given the history of the Oscars and that this movie's too weird. But
No.
it was the best movie that came out that year. It was probably the best movie that came out in the last like 5 years. I don't think it's the best one, but it's definitely the top 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we finished this off with our last two.
We finished us off with the we're going back to the 90s to what might be one of the more controversial choices.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump and Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction.
We could have also inserted the Shawshank Redemption into this. Okay, guys.
Yes.
I'm going to go out there. Before we offend my mother, I'm going to say this. I love Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump is an amazing movie.
Yes. I think it's one of the best movies of all time.
And it is probably the best Tom Hanks performance in existence.
Yes.
Like, he is so good in this movie. And I think it was the choice. I mean, if you look at everything that came out, it made sense that it was the choice.
Yes.
It's an epic. It's a feel-good. It's got fun characters. It's humorous at times. And Quentin Tarantino makes weird shit.
Yes. Oh, gosh.
But Pulp Fiction is its own thing. And I don't think there's another movie like it in existence.
Yes. I think that's the thing. You put a really good... Forrest Gump is like a perfectly put together movie. Mm-hmm. But then you have like this movie that comes out that is like the ground basis for every kid who's going to college to make movies will like base his movie around this Pulp Fiction movie. So,
I mean, I know so many people who it's in their top 10 favorite movies. And he did win a best screenplay Oscar for it, which is good because the dialogue is... I think Tarantino's the best dialogue writer on film.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of all of the great jokes that I made. I wrote so many notes about this one. This one has a great cast. This is Samuel L. Jackson's breakout role. This movie revitalized John Travolta's career. It has Ving Rhames, also known as the Arby's We Have the Meat guy, among other things.
Yeah.
Tim Roth, who needs to be in more stuff. Uma Thurman, who is fine. I'm not a big Uma Thurman fan.
I get it. I get that.
She's fine in this. Steve Buscemi has a cameo.
Buscemi. Oh.
And I met Phil Lamar at Comic-Con, who plays Marvin.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love him. Oh yeah, of course.
He's great. He's what's his name from Futurama?
Yeah. He's I can't remember his name now.
But Jamaican guy.
Jamaican guy. Without this movie, I would have always thought of John Travolta as just a cheesy bad actor. It's just really weird. He's not he's not a good actor. Sorry, you're in trouble. I'm in trouble. I love him. I love him in everything. I won't say he's a great actor. But he's really good in this.
Travolta's got a thing. He just, you have to use him right. I think the issue is that people don't know how to use Travolta because he's an interesting character, but he's also he was like one of the biggest movie stars on the planet when this came out.
Yeah.
Like, and he was on the slump because he'd done Saturday Night Fever and Welcome Back, Kotter and Grease, and then basically made crap through the 80s. And then was on that point where they were like, nobody's going to hire him anymore. And Tarantino's like, I got to roll.
I'll give it.
Did it. This is one of two movies that Samuel L. Jackson did because Lawrence Fishburne, who was a bigger actor at the time, turned it down.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Lawrence Fishburne was offered the role. He didn't think it was going to be good, and then he said it was one of the biggest regrets
As it
of his career. The other one is Die Hard 3.
Oh,
yeah.
That's such a bummer because it is probably the most iconic like role ever. This is the role I think of when I think of Samuel Jackson. I mean,
I think it's either this or Snakes on a Plane that's his best movie.
Yeah. He was awful in Star Wars. Just kidding.
He was terrible. So bad in the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this should have been titled How John Travolta Got His Groove Back.
His groove back? Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it. Well, then I know you say that, but then he went right on to go do Face Off.
I like Face Off.
I know.
Thank you very much. And he's actually really good in it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's Nicolas Cage doing a Nicolas Cage impression, and John Travolta also doing a Nicolas Cage impression.
Really, it's just much. He's trying in it. You're right.
I use the break. I'm sorry, did I break your concentration line a lot when I'm working?
Yeah.
Because I'll interrupt kids when they say dumb stuff, and then I'll be like, "I'm sorry, did I break your concentration?" And like 1 out of 10 kids knows what I'm talking about. I gotta stop quoting movies from before they were born.
Oh my god.
It also has the most misquoted Bible verse on the planet.
Yeah.
That is not what that verse is if you actually read it. Tarantino took the gist of it and rewrote it to make it fit the need of the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I don't know. Forrest Gump is the problem. I could tell you everything that happens at Forrest Gump and it makes sense. I think the offbeat of Pulp Fiction is what's so nice about it.
Yeah, it's told out of order. So you know stuff's gonna happen before it happens.
Before it happens, yeah. And Forrest Gump just kind of happens.
Do you remember when Bruce Willis cared?
Yeah.
Me too. This is about when it ended.
About when it ended, I agree with that.
No, Sixth Sense. Sixth Sense was when it ended.
When was that?
That was the end of the 90s. It was like 99, 2000.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, man. That's about it.
99.
Just go on.
Yeah, 99 was Sixth Sense.
It's such a bummer because he's so good when he's on.
He's
one of the best
when he's there.
We only got like a 10-year span of it, and that's okay.
I like that they make John Travolta dance. You have to.
Mm-hmm. Gotta.
But they don't do it in a way that feels like we're going to make John Travolta dance. Because he's John Travolta. They like actually justify it really well. Also, I didn't realize I was thinking about this, and I was like, watching him and Uma Thurman, and I was like, how tall is she? Because he's like 6'2".
Mm-hmm.
And she's like eye level with them the whole time. It's just so freaking good.
Oh, we also need to get all these actors need to get back in good. Uma Thurman, you need to get back in good films again. Can we petition for people in these movies?
Was her last good movie Kill Bill?
I think so. I think Kill Bill. I'd say Kill Bill Part 2.
Kill Bill Part 2. Now she's got to have been in something that was more recent than that. Now I gotta look up Uma.
I got nothing.
Uma Thurman.
Movie 43.
No. I watched like a third of that and just was like, I
refuse.
Nope.
Oh.
Oh man, what was it she in?
The Slap. It's TV show.
The Slap. Oh, she was in the non-musical version of Les Mis. That was pretty good.
Okay, yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Oh, The Producers.
Oh, the producer.
Okay.
How do we forget the producers? We reviewed that on here.
Reviewed that one. It's fine. You know,
Be Cool. She was in Be Cool. Be Cool's good too.
It's getting to the point where I want to suggest a movie and I have to go look up if we've done it or not. So that's maybe a good thing, also a bad thing.
Uma was also in the Avengers. Not that Avengers.
Not that.
The British TV show one. And just like, I think that this just reminds me of how much you need to put like comedic mob movies, because all the mob movies that people know are really serious, and this one feels like, I love the casualness of like they just blew the hell out of these guys and they're driving talking about cheeseburgers, like
like
the casual nature of like, we're just going to work, this is what we do, here we go, and then they bang on the door and they're like, everybody down,
which is because there's the whole thing about like what real people who go kill for hire guys are like. And when they talk, they don't talk about their kills. They just talk about like normal everyday stuff to get their minds off of it. So it makes sense.
Well, and again, I think this has the same issue that Citizen Kane had, where if you look at the movies that came out, at the time, it's a lot of long, serious movies over a wide span of time. Mm-hmm. And so Forrest Gump's like, it makes sense. It makes sense why it's the thing that everybody picked. And Tarantino, I think again, if he'd come into this with this movie 10 years later, he'd probably have won Best Picture. So there you go.
There we go.
There we go.
Is that?
I don't know if there's
anything
all
you got on that. That's all I got.
Christopher Walken talks about putting a watch in someone's butt.
Oh my gosh!
Forget that scene's in the movie.
I love Christopher Walken. I love creep. It's so bad. I know Christopher Walken wants to be a normal dude. He just keep doing these roles, man.
Stuck this hunk of metal up my ass for 6 months. Yeah, that's.
Gosh. Is it my turn for the sign off this week?
Yeah, I did the Independence Day, or I did Air Force One last time.
Oh.
Next two podcasts are related.
But
I'm gonna keep it a secret because I think this one's kind of fun. I don't want to tell anybody what we're doing.
Oh my gosh!
But they are related. So when you see the first one, all right. So who gets the Groot?
Out of the movies, out of all of them?
Out of all of them, who gets the Groot?
I'm feeling Mad Max right now. That's because I want to watch it again.
I'm feeling Saving Private Ryan.
Okay.
So obviously, that means that Citizen Kane gets the Groot because we couldn't decide.
Split it. No, split the Groot. That would actually hurt me on the inside.
I don't want to break that Groot. I love that Groot.
I'm trying. Okay. Mama always said life was like a box of chocolates, but Pulp Fiction should have won. There we go. That's my movie quote. That's in the movie. It's weird.
Good. That's yeah. It was the first take that didn't make sense.
Yeah, he's like, why you haven't even seen the movie yet?
I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration? Anyway, that's all we got for this one. Until next time, have a good one, and I hope Nathan didn't die because I think he.
Oh,
there he is. There he is.
I was like,
that's all I got. I was like, you're not there. Bye.